Hey guys, this is my first video I'm making. I've been trying to plan this out to be all perfect, but it's impossible. I have a lot of respect for these guys that churn out videos like crazy. It's so difficult to have everything set up and you think you have it done, and no, forget it. It's going to be one take and let's see what happens. Now, so I want to talk about ISO20022, right? And exactly what it is. The best video I can find to explain something of it was actually this video here on the Citibank website, which explains a bit. So I'll let that run to see how it goes.
The financial industry's migration to the ISO20022 messaging standard will unlock benefits for all players across the payments chain, including banks, intermediaries, corporates, and other end users. ISO20022 will establish a common language, provide more structure and data than the current SWIFT-MT standard, and accelerate cross-border payments processing. The version of ISO20022 that will replace MT messaging across the SWIFT.
It also gets very complicated when it starts explaining things like this.
08 will accept free format text in the postal address element. The first line of field 50 in an MT,
which I'm not going to get into. So I have here the actual definitions. It's basically common language for all of the banks, all the financial institutions, the timeline, which should wrap up in 2024, migration and adoption, like I just showed you. They have a lot of videos here. Actually, Citibank has a lot of nice ones. Like, for instance, this one is a good breakdown too as well.
In the creditor element, under the creditor's name and address, are additional structured elements for street name, town name, and zip code. The difference between MX and MT formats is also easy to see when viewing the mapping and standards for the MX Message Packs 008, which is a customer credit transfer between financial institutions. When compared with the equivalent fields in an MT 103 message, the Packs 008 message includes new dedicated elements for specific information. Using end-to-end.
Okay, so once again, it goes way over my head. So I'm not going to waste too much time with that. If you want to dive in, be my guest. They talk about how different codes apply to different financial institutions. So when the payments go through, they know how it's going to be structured. Again, nothing I am going to talk about because I don't know what in the world any of that means. So why does it matter to crypto? Because it's going to be everything's going to be based off in crypto. It's going to be technologically. But you see, this is why I can't do this stuff live. Not live, but geez, this is so hard. I'm just going to go through. So basically, it matters because everything's being used in a centralized way. Everything's being used to keep everything in check. So really large financial institutions are realizing that blockchain and crypto are not going anywhere. So there are companies around that have been getting ready for this. Ripple leading the way. They're actually a member of the ISO. XLM, Stellar, XDC, Myota, Algo. Those are all compliant. Rumored to be compliant HBAR and Quant stamp. Now, payment SEG. What is SEG? It's a standard evaluation group. So they're the ones that are basically going to the banks and talking to the banks about all of these messaging formats, about what's coding, what again, I'm not even going to try to explain it because I'm not even that clear. But in the SEG members list, you see people like Ripple, right, nestled between Japan, Singapore, even MasterCard. Okay, so it's a big deal. XRP is actually one of the biggest ones. Also, XLM's on there. Now, I did this little PowerPoint. I started it back in December, and of course, I never got around to making a full video, and prices have changed slightly. So we have Quant, right, which actually I updated it on the 21st of January, which is it was at $141. XRP, which is it was at 40 cents. XLM 9 cents, HBAR 7 cents, IOTA 21 cents, XTC 2 cents, almost 3, and Algo 23 cents. All right. So these are the prices from December that I'm not going to update. I'm just going to use these numbers that I used. I do like Quant. I do not like that it is already over $1 billion in market cap. I do love that it's only a supply of a little over 14 million. So there is scarcity on that. Trading volume 37 million. Again, this is not reflective of right now as of the 29th of January. So it might be a bit more. Previous all-time high was on the on 427 September 11th at $427. Now, I don't like that it's about 2 years ago almost. What I do always with any coin that I like, that I'm looking at, is look at the return of investment, short term, long term. So on the short term, if I put $1,000 and it gets to the all-time high, that 1,000 could flip to 4,000. Now, long term, maybe thinking $1,000 a token, which isn't that far off given the supply so low, that's almost 10 grand. So that's not a bad flip from 1 to 10. Again, great supply. XRP, my favorite. I'm not liking the 20 billion. I'm not liking the 100 billion supply, but given the fact that you're talking about banks, given the fact that you're talking about Brad Garlinghouse, talking to speaking of Bank of America, saying that they're waiting for the lawsuit to end and it's a huge partner, and seeing this type of stuff come up on the what's it called, on websites of banks, it's not for nothing that, you know, it's not going anywhere. So it makes sense for 100 billion to have there, right? And you can read all about them in the ISO20022 on their website. Trading volume is always high, 1 billion, 340 was the last time all-time high. And I do like that we are extremely overdue for the last all-time high. So again, return of investment, short term. If I put $1,000 and it gets to 340, that's almost 10 grand. Now, long term, there has been numbers, crazy numbers. I'll be, I think, say conservative and pick my $10, right? So that 1,000 can go up to almost 30. So I really like XRP. XLM, not liking that's over 2 billion. 50 billion is, again, fine, but we're dealing with hundreds of thousands of banks and a lot of transactions. So this is why the supply is so high with a lot of these coins. Trading volume is great. Last time was 87 cents all-time high in 2018, which is very nice to know. Return of interest, again, same thing. Oh my God, investment. Return of investment short term, that's $1,000 would flip to almost 11.5. And long term, using the same number as Ripple with its all-time high, just rounded up to $4, that would be about $53,000. Who knows? Can you see that going to $4? Why not? Stellar, it's 7 cents current. No, not currently. Actually, you know what? Let me check right now. Let me go on to CoinGecko and let's see. Stellar, that's XLM. And XLM is currently at 9 cents. So, all right, weren't that far off. All right, HBAR. I love HBAR. I do not like that it's over 1 billion market cap. Again, 50 billion, same thing. But think of banks, 13 million trading volume. This is again from December, so this has changed. Previous all-time high was 56 cents in September of 2021, not too long ago. I don't like that. A return of investment short term, $1,000 would go to 13,000, hitting the previous all-time high. And long term, again, using Ripple as its all-time high as kind of a measurement scale, $4, 93,000. So HBAR, not bad. IOTA. I like IOTA's market cap of 600 million. I kind of like it at 2,700,000,000 supply. 24 hour, 10 million healthy. Previous all-time high, $5.25. But I do not like that it was fairly recent, okay, about 2 years ago. So, no, not even 2 years ago. So return of investment, short term, $1,000 to all-time high would be 31,000. And long term, using the $10, just like Ripple, it would be 60. So good coin. XTC, I love 316 million. I kind of like 37 billion. Again, banks, volume is good, 3 million. Previous all-time high, 19 cents in 2021, not too long ago. And return of investment short term to its all-time high, $1,000 would get you 7,000, and long term using Ripple, $146,000. So not bad. All right, XDC, I'm actually carrying into a few of these now that I'm mentioning. Algo, 1.7 billion. Again, I put these in red because I'm looking at growth for kind of not low cap, but mid to low caps. And already when you get into billions, it's not very low cap anymore, not even mid. So to apply 10 billion, again, I guess it's fine. Thinking of banks, 68 million, that's healthy. 356 in 2019, that's good. So return of investment, putting $1,000 just to go back to its all-time high of $3.56 would net you about 20,000. And long-term thinking, I think that would be $10. I put long-term for Algo would be 58. All right. So basically, yeah, that's it. These are the ones to check out. I am getting into these right here that I put check mark on. HBAR, IOTA, XCC, and I have been XRP. I'm thinking maybe about Stellar, but I just want to fill up my bags a little more with IOTA and XDC before I move on to Stellar. I like XDC. Again, why do I like XDC a little bit more? Because its only all-time high previously was about 19 cents, right? So loading up now around 2-3 cents, resistance-wise would be 19. How many new people are going to be coming in? And to, XDC, that's part of the, the whole banking stuff, $1, $5, 10, 1,000, whatever the crazy stuff they are. And when we hit that 19 cents, would you sell 25%? Maybe at 1, maybe more, maybe less. Always do your own research and know that why I like XRP. This is the board of directors of XRP. These are not no one, right? Rosie Rios, who was she? Or who is she? She was a treasurer of the United States. Her name is on actual $100 bills. CEO of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, the U.S. Mint. Federal Reserve connections, anything you can think of, these people. Michael Warren, 20 years experience advising. He served with President Obama in his first term. He was appointed to the board of directors to oversee private investment corporation, where he now serves in the audit committee. Clinton administration as well. These are people that are connected. I'll just randomly, I don't know who this is. Let's see. Co-founder, principal, along with former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, former National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley, and former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates and Rice, Haley and Gates and Manuel LLC, strategic consulting firm that helps U.S. companies navigate international markets. Again, these are some heavy hitters here at Ripple. And they are all over. I think she was just actually named as president of Ripple, Monica Long. This is just something to keep in mind. Search up ISO20022, and make sure you're not missing out on what may or may not happen. Okay. Also, Garlinghouse was at Davos speaking. Again, he's talking to a lot of people around the world with a lot of different agendas. So it doesn't hurt to check things out. Do your own research always. Don't go by what I'm saying, but, figure it out. I'm not going to record for a while. Or if not, I have to figure out how to plan these correctly because this is very stressful. So, yeah, hope you enjoy. I think I have to say like, subscribe, and all that other stupid stuff. All right, later.